Just proud of our team. Like we just keep fighting through everything we're dealing with. I don't know that we've had a similar looking lineup in 2 straight matches in a while. We flirted with some different things this weekend. We continue to try different combinations just to try to find a little bit of a rhythm. Saturday against Missouri State, we were much better offensively. But we're just hanging on until we can get healthy and get whole again. And I'm really proud of our team for going and finding 2 wins on the road. And we stay on the road this weekend against La Tech. So we're getting closer and closer to healthy. And so hopefully that's right around the corner.
Yeah, I mean, that's got to be one of the biggest battles right now is one of the first things I asked her, how was the health situation coming out this weekend? And she said, good. I mean, you haven't really got to say that much this season.
No, we haven't. Kyra was the only player that was unavailable this weekend, and then, Izzy didn't practice all week last week because she had a cortisone shot in her foot and was battling some things there, and so we didn't know what she would look like when she played. And, with Kyra out, we have so many people that are kind of having to be doing things that they're not supposed to be doing. Kendall Miller's having to play right side, which she hasn't done here. Kate Rush is being asked to do 10 different things that she hasn't done here. And, Friday we stayed in that 6-2 offense and, found a way. And then Saturday, we kind of tried to see what would look like if we just let Callie run a 5-1 and try to be a little bit better defensively. I thought Camilla Adams came in and played really, really well for us on Saturday. It's like with the lineups that we have right now, every lineup you can throw out there gives you a little more of something, but it's also going to take away from something else. And, Saturday we leaned into a little bit more defensively and ball control and things of that using Camilla more, she played really, really terrific. And so it's just, I don't know, I've kind of hit this moment where I'm just kind of embracing it all. And, I look up, my wife told me last night, she said, you guys are 13-4. And I said, man, it sure doesn't feel like it, but we continue to find a way. It's just going to be ugly till we get whole and can be the same for a few days. And we're getting closer. Hopefully we can avoid anything else happening. And, Missouri State, that was their first ever Conference USA home weekend. And I thought they had a great energy about them and played really well. I think you're going to see Missouri State win some games here down the stretch. I think they're pretty talented. They're a lot like us. They're young and trying to find themselves, but they're really well coached, and I think you'll see them have success moving forward.
So you see your first 4-set match on Friday against Missouri State. Of course, you bounced back with a 3-set win on Saturday. What kind of adversity did you see from the group that they battled to be able to come back?
Yeah, it was the same story with our young team. We controlled the first 2 sets, and then we came out, in the 3rd set, and I think we had 3 or 4 hitting errors in the first 2 sets combined, and we had 5 hitting errors in the first 7 points and a service error in the 3rd set, and now all of a sudden you're down 8-3 or whatever it is. Now Missouri State starts feeling good about themselves, and all of a sudden you're in a battle. And that's the same thing that happened against Drake. It's the same thing. It's happened to this young team several times, and we just got to work on finishing. And Saturday I thought we did a great job of that. When we got to that 3rd set, I told them the first 2 sets were almost identical to Friday. Now let's rewrite this 3rd set, and we came out and played really, really well in the 3rd set. And there's fight in our team. There's no doubt about that. Like we have fought through just about everything you can imagine to think through, to fight through. And when we got backed into a corner against Missouri State and ended up in a 4th set, a really close, I thought we fought, and we've shown that. I would like the fight to stay where it is, and the maturity and growth to continue to come, to not let yourself be in those positions, because it's a dangerous spot to be in.
Do you think you may have found something Saturday going back to that?
Well, for the day, for the day, I don't like. It's been hard to pin down exactly what we're going to look like day to day. I know Callie really settled us. I know that's one of the things we talked about early in the year when we were trying to make a decision between our setters and what they do. And it's part just trying to settle down. It's part trying to get back a little bit to what will look like when Kyra gets back, because she is getting closer, and trying to, I'm trying to combine winning games in the short term with preparing ourselves for the stretch run here. When what we can't afford is for Kyra to be back in 2 weeks and then it take 2 or 3 weeks to get Kyra integrated and get our team back in a flow, because you're going to look up and you're going to be at the end of the season. And we may not be able to avoid that totally. It's just been that kind of a year. But we're trying to manage a lot of things all at the same time. But certainly for Saturday, it was really good for us. I mean, it was an incredible offensive performance by our team. But again, it's everybody. It's not just the setting position. It's, Sonia Loxonen played outstanding, which gives us a huge boost. Sonia played, hit .444 this weekend, had 1 hitting error the whole weekend. And when she's good, Liv was back. Olivia Skidmore is a really big piece for us while Kyra's out. And I try not to talk about it too much publicly because I don't want to add to her pressure that she already feels. But we need her to be really good when Kyra's not on the court. And this weekend, Olivia averaged almost 5 kills a game. And so we, individually, we did some better things. We had that elusive full week of practice last week, and I think it showed offensively. We were much more complete. Izzy Vanderweely had a good week. Faith Young has been kind of the steady anchor of our team for a while, and so we fought. We're getting there. I'm trying to get in the Tyson Helton mindset of celebrate all wins, and I want us to be something different and something more than we are right now. But when you look at the reality of what we've gone through, I just don't know that it's feasible. And our kids continue to fight and find ways to win. And I don't think we've had a week in the entire volleyball season that we haven't, been getting votes for the top 25. And, we're doing some okay things. It's just, it's not a portrait that I'm going to hang on my wall anytime soon in terms of how we got in there.
What do you think from what you're saying in Tech? What do you expect?
New coaching staff, very impressed with their coaching staff. Again, they're in that transitional year where they're in their first year, but I know, I watch him, I've watched things how he trains and does things like that, and there's no doubt the direction that Louisiana Tech is going. And I haven't really dug deep into how they're performing right now. We haven't gotten to that film yet. I'll start working on that today. But it's another road weekend in Conference USA. Ruston's a hard place to get to and get in and out of, and all of those things. And so hopefully we can continue to play well. Like I said, they're just a program in transition right now. They got a bunch of talented kids and a new coaching staff, and they're trying to I can feel it, this year, because we're so young and we're trying to get things done on the fly, and there never seems to be enough time. And I'm sure that Scott feels the same about, La Tech. And so, this is a weird time of year for me to be saying this, but we're still in a lot of ways, it feels like preseason volleyball to me. We're still in a lot of ways just focusing on us and trying to be a best version of that we can be, because we're so far behind things because of all that we've dealt with. And so even though we're in the middle of conference play, I still feel like it's more important to be a really good version of us than it is to worry too much about who's across the net at this point.
Now that you've seen a few matches with this injuries you're battling, do you feel like you're seeing who's sticking out more that you can depend on at even when Kyra comes back?
Yeah, Faith Young has been really terrific. If you look at the trajectory of her season, she's sneaking up on hitting 350 on the year now, and she's been the one that I lean into a lot offensively, that has been the most consistent day to day, and that's really good to see. If Izzy, we've just got to get Izzy through the mental hurdle. Izzy played really well this weekend, more importantly, played really well on Saturday, which is the second day of the weekend, coming off of her injury. She played really well, and one of our players in the locker room after the match, when I asked for comments, looked at Izzy and said, that's who you can be, that's who we need you to be, and you need to understand that you're ready to be that again, because it's such a mental battle for her trying to get through her injuries. But again, if the left side play is what is most critical for us right now, because with Kyra on her way back, hopefully, with what we're doing in the middle, if Liv and Sonia and Kendall out there on the left can be consistent for us out there, again, we still have time to be the version of us that I want to be by the end of this thing. And I'm just trying to keep us in contention for everything we want, a conference championship, NCAA tournament berth, all those things until then. And so far, this team's doing that.
I know you don't like to talk about it, but if you have a good weekend this weekend, you put yourself in position to do something pretty special at home next weekend. To get to that 100 straight.
Is that where we are?
Yeah.
We're at that point in it. Yeah, that would be remarkable. That'd be a remarkable thing for our program. Be cool to be able to do it here at home if we are lucky enough to be in that position. But you're right. I don't like to talk about it because I don't think that it's relevant year to year. I think a team going undefeated for a year is more impressive than a 4 or 5 year, like in my opinion, like just because it's about that team in that moment in that year. And but this is, I don't know, maybe I'd feel differently. Right now it feels like what can we, like I literally, Friday night I called a staff meeting. We went 4 with Missouri State and we were in a battle, and I called a staff meeting in my hotel room and we were up till who knows when, just trying to scratch and figure out a way to get up Saturday and find a win. And we adjusted like 3 or 4 different things that really helped us on Saturday. And so I promise you, it's not coach speak. I promise you we are not worried about that streak. We are worried about trying to win the next one. And we realize our vulnerabilities. And I slept very little Friday night, and I know my staff felt the same about it because we were just trying to, what can we tweak? What can we do different? What matchup can we get? And, and some of those things showed themselves Saturday. We matched Liv up with their setter, which was really critical. She had a huge match. We went back to the 5-1. We did, so let's just win one, what would that be, 4 more times? Let's just win one game 4 more times, and then if we can get to that number, that would be a really special thing. Probably hasn't been done a ton in college athletics, much less college volleyball. But let's have a good week this week and try to get 97 if that's where it is right now.